Hi everyone, welcome to Ulster University and to this webinar on tourism at UU, the growing economy, where we'll look at some aspects in relation to tourism, its economic importance, and also what we provide here at Ulster University in terms of qualifications with regard to tourism and opportunities in that industry. My name is Peter Bowen. I'm the course director for the tourism programs here at Ulster. So we will be focusing mainly on the BSc Honours International Travel and Tourism Management degree, and I'll return a little bit shortly to talk much more about that. But I want to start off before that with some context about tourism itself. With regard to global tourism, it has a huge impact around the world. Last year in 2019, we had 1.5 billion international tourists traveling the globe in that way. And in fact, tourism has become one of the world's major employers. 1 in 10 jobs on the entire planet are now in the tourism industry or related closely to tourism in that way. Now, of course, the current crisis that we're all in with the COVID-19 virus has affected tourism very badly, as it has many industries. But having said that, tourism has become so important to the world economy, so important to many economies of different destinations, including here in Northern Ireland, that it is something that governments will certainly support in terms of recovery when we do get through this, because it has become so economically important and so important in terms of job growth, opportunities, and so on. With regard to Northern Ireland here, where the courses are based at Ulster University, our tourism has been performing incredibly well. The most recent figures that we have, 2019, are not out just yet for the full year, but for 2018 we had 5 million visitors here in Northern Ireland, some 968 million pounds of revenue, so not far off a 1 billion pound industry, which we were expected to reach in 2019, and sadly will not be the case now this year with the current situation. In 2018, we had some 128 cruise ships visiting Northern Ireland, which is quite a feat when you consider as recently as 20 years ago, we had very few at all. Our top visitor attraction by some margin is the Giant's Causeway, situated on the Northampton coast of Northern Ireland, now regularly until recently receiving over 1 million visitors per year. And tourism is now contributing 5.6% of GDP in Northern Ireland gross domestic product, which is quite a healthy percentage, and as I said earlier, makes it very important to the economy here in this particular country. Now, in terms of what is helping tourism to grow, certainly here in Northern Ireland, also in many destinations around the world, are what we would call newer forms of niche tourism, tourism that caters to people's particular interests, the experiences they want to have connected to those interests, and so on, particularly where those forms of tourism have a high visibility in the media, or media friendly in a sense, and therefore very much on everyone's radar, very visible to everyone, and in a sense too for destinations, it makes it easier then to market those particular kinds of areas. Certainly in Northern Ireland, we have now become one of the major destinations in the world for film tourism, or screen tourism, as it is sometimes referred to, particularly through successes such as Game of Thrones and so on. That has really fueled development of our tourism industry here in different ways, and is attracting new types of tourists, new markets to Northern Ireland that may not have considered coming here as a destination before. So film tourism has very much helped to put Northern Ireland tourism on the market. Other important areas in recent years that have seen a lot of growth are golf tourism. So the profile of Northern Ireland as a destination for golf, both in terms of playing the sport, taking part in the sport, or indeed to spectate or view some of the important golfing events, in particular the likes of the Open Golf Championship last year, 2019 at Royal Portrush. That has very much made us an attractive destination as well, which goes hand in hand with the profile of our top golfers from Northern Ireland as well, which includes several major winners in recent times. And another very media friendly form of tourism, and a form of tourism that's very important to the overall experience, is food tourism, or food and drink tourism. And that's another aspect that we would look at on our tourism courses in terms of knowledge and skills development and so on, but also an area that Northern Ireland has improved greatly on in recent times. Lots of initiatives in terms of developing the food and drink tourism product in Northern Ireland, lots of new festivals and events, and lots of awards being won, both nationally and internationally, for our food and drink produce from Northern Ireland, and something we should very much, again, help to develop our overall tourism profile going forward. So those are just a flavour of some of the different forms of tourism that can help any destination to grow, but certainly are a very important part of the ingredient mix for Northern Ireland as a destination in terms of helping to attract tourists here. So bringing that back to our qualification here at Ulster University, our degree programme in relation to this is the BSc Honours degree in International Travel and Tourism Management, which is a 4-year programme where the 3rd year you then spend as a year in industry. As a placement, you're gaining some valuable industry experience and also gain an additional diploma for that, diploma in professional practice, for successfully completing that industry placement year in that way. In terms of what's covered in the course, it's very much a blend of learning more about various aspects of tourism, various aspects of travel, both in the academic, theoretical sense and very much in the industry applied sense as well. It's a management qualification, so you will cover important core management areas as well, from marketing through to human resource management, through to accounting and finance as well. But we also place a particular relevance in recent times on areas such as media and creativity, areas such as digital tourism and so on. Those aspects have become so important to an industry like tourism in the past sort of 10, 15 years. And of course, with the current situation that we all find ourselves in with COVID-19, everyone is having to adapt to doing things digitally much more so than they ever have before. So this aspect, these areas will become even more important even after recovery from the current COVID situation. People will have a greater understanding and a greater appreciation of what happens and what can be done digitally. And indeed, going forward, they need to be able to use digital creatively and to be able to adapt quickly through digital is something that will become ever more important for all industries, but particularly so for an industry like tourism, where that has always been important that way. So we embed those areas within the course, very much so, right from first year. So you'll study areas like media and creativity in the first year of the course, everything from how to use and harness social media in business through to aspects of website creation and marketing, through to aspects such as video creation and editing in relation to marketing and promoting your tourism business in that way. Embedded through the course then, right through till final year, where you concentrate much more on digital strategy with regard to tourism. And that culminates in a particular module in final year, where you actually get the opportunity to conduct live consultancy with actual tourism businesses, where you'll work with them over the course of the semester and help them to develop new aspects of their digital prominence and develop new digital strategies for those tourism companies. That brings, amongst other modules, the opportunity to win a number of prestigious industry awards. So, for example, you can see on the slide there some of our recent award winners, including on the left there those who won some of the digital industry awards for the live consultancy that they did last year with those businesses. And that presents you with a great opportunity, not just to win those industry awards, but to be able to say, when you then are embarking upon a career in the industry after graduation, that you have had the opportunity to actually work on consultancy with industry, and in some cases then putting into practice what you've actually come up for with them for digital strategy going forward in that way. I've just showcased with you there One of the comments from the recent graduates in final year, from Karen, who currently working as a trainee manager with Hastings Hotels following graduation. And Karen was one of last year's award winners for the digital consultancy work that they did in that case with the Bushmills Inn Hotel. So Karen and her teammates, Dominica and Diana, won one of the prestigious industry awards for the digital strategy work that they came up with for the Bushmills Inn that way. We also provide, through this particular program, lots of excellent volunteering opportunities. It's very important these days around any degree qualification that you engage in relevant activities and undertake various aspects that, as we would say, add value in and around the qualification that you're gaining. So we provide our students on this program with lots of volunteering opportunities throughout the various years of the course. In areas such as golf tourism, food and drink tourism, and event tourism in particular, through aspects such as working for many of the different golf competitions that we have each year, including when we get to host the larger ones, such as the Open Championship last year at Portrush. Other high-profile sporting events, such as the annual International Northwest 200, and lots of different food and drink elements, festivals and events and so on that way. All around Northern Ireland, and our students get excellent opportunities to volunteer, get that additional experience on their CV, and gain those additional insights into what happens in practice around the various areas that they are studying in that way. There you have just an example where two of our students last year, Holly and Lauren, volunteered not only at the Open, but then at the former Northern Ireland Open Golf Championship at Galgorm Castle Golf Resort. And that was just an email that they were sent from Ross, who's the director of golf at Galgorm Castle, just thanking them and how invaluable they were during that event with their volunteering. As you can see there, he said they were both a credit to Ulster University and to their course. So it's great opportunities for you when studying a qualification like this, great opportunities for additional experience. But very gratifying for us to see like that the organisers of these various events and tourism aspects really value what our students can add and contribute in that way. Now, another strength of studying an area like this, in this particular course, we feel, is the level of guidance and support that you receive during your time in the university. You're appointed a studies advisor, an academic member of staff as a studies advisor each year of the course. But more than that, it's not just that support and guidance from members of academic staff, but from students themselves. So we have a very successful student mentor program where a number of second year students each year act as mentors to the new first year students. So you get to meet those student mentors at induction. They'll tell you about their experiences in the course, show you around campus and so on, and they then become a point of contact for you throughout your first year. You're able to keep in touch with them, meet up with them on an informal basis regularly to chat about the course. And those student mentors also run workshops, particularly during the first semester, to help our first year students with the assessment work that they are undertaking in that way. So the level of guidance, advice and support that we provide you with, we feel, is very, very strong in that way, not just, as I say, from the staff, but also from current students themselves and through the student mentor program that we operate in that way. Bringing it back to some of the aspects that we started to talk about in terms of the fact that tourism is such a large industry, such a large employer these days, and COVID-19 aside at the moment, it will recover in that way to become one of the world's largest industries again. It does then present you with a huge array of different career opportunities in terms of studying a qualification like international travel and tourism management. It provides you with one of the most diverse range of potential career opportunities that you would get from any qualifications. So that can include working for tourist boards, working for tourism departments, in local councils, local authorities, the whole visitor attraction side of the industry, from heritage attractions through to more modern visitor centres, and so on. The whole airport management, airline side of the industry as well as tour operations, and so on. So those are only a few, but a huge diverse range of potential career opportunities from a programme like this, both here in Northern Ireland and further afield internationally as well. And we have proof of that from the success of many of our recent graduates from the International Travel and Tourism Programme. So Rosie, on screen at the moment here, is a very good example of that. Rosie just graduated 3 years ago and already is the UK and Ireland market manager for Expedia. So Rosie has done incredibly well quite soon after graduating with the qualification. And it's a good example in relation to putting into practice what you study on this degree programme at Ulster. So I mentioned the emphasis that we put on areas like media and creativity, digital strategy in relation to tourism, and so on as well. So as you probably know, Expedia is one of those huge global intermediaries that uses digital technology to put together and provide people their holiday package and holiday experiences in that way. So Rosie was able to use her experience gained on the course on the digital side and digital strategy side to help her obtain that position with Expedia, and then very quickly move up to a management position at a very important level. Claire is another example, just on a different side of the industry. Claire graduated probably around 10, 11 years ago. Initially started working with Tourism Ireland, where she had done her placement year, started working there after graduation, but then after a couple of years moved into the hotel sector. And although this particular course isn't geared towards the hotel sector specifically, quite a number of our graduates do go on to work in hotel management and aspects of the hotel industry, because of course hotels also need staff coming through that have that wider understanding of the tourism industry. So Claire went on after Tourism Ireland to work for the Shelburne in Dublin, the Manor House Country Hotel in Fermanagh, and then the Locher Golf Resort as the sales and marketing manager. So Rosie and Claire, they're two very good examples of recent graduates going on to great success in different sectors of the industry. So that gives you a flavour of the whole area of international travel and tourism, including the course here at Ulster University. But why Ulster University for tourism in particular? Well, a number of reasons, we feel. In the National Student Survey, which is a survey that takes place across all universities in the UK every year amongst all final year students, we achieved 100% satisfaction rating last year from our final year students, which we're incredibly proud of. Also last year, we were in the top 2 UK universities for our subject area, voted for by the Guardian Good University Guide. So out of over 60 UK universities that offer tourism degrees, we were in the top 2. And those are just 2 aspects that we have scored incredibly well in recently and we're very proud of. But I think that helps to illustrate just how successful the tourism programme is here at Ulster, and how satisfied our students are with their studies and qualification that well, and how well prepared they feel they are then for a career in the industry, how employable they feel they are in that sense. So there are lots of other webinars happening throughout Ulster University in relation to different areas across the coming weeks and months. So do feel free to avail of those as well to learn more information in that sense. Obviously, we have our normal open days and information days coming up as well. Those are mostly happening in the months of September. as they always do, either digitally, as we are now having to do things at the moment, or possibly aspects of those face-to-face, just depending on how things go with the whole current situation, of course, at the moment. But those open days will be happening across the month of September with regard to the various different Ulster University campuses. So you can see there are just some of the details in relation to the dates set for those at the moment across our range of campuses at Ulster. So if you would like more information, there will be a Q&A aspect coming up now, but if you would like more information, do get in touch with us. We would love to hear from you. I'm very happy to answer any questions or queries that you do have with regard to what we've been focusing on here today. You have all the details there in relation to admissions, as well as general course queries and so on. So as I say, do feel free to get in touch. We'd be very happy to hear from you and love to answer your questions that way. So again, very happy to take any questions that you may have right now in relation to this.
That's great, Peter. Thanks very much. It's Michael McCamley from Student Outreach and Recruitment.
Yes,
so I'd just like to thank Peter just for that detailed presentation just went through. As he says, please do feel free to make use of the Q&A facility there. That's in terms of Peter's presentation, he's been through it, but he's happy there to stay on, obviously, and answer any questions. More detailed stuff maybe you're after about the course, about your employment prospects. Peter ran through a great few examples there, but just about what students go on to do or modules you'll be studying, how many hours a week you're in, and etc. So Peter will be able to look after that. So more than happy to stay on there. And as I say, just please feel free to drop any questions or using the Q&A facility on Zoom. Okay, Peter, so maybe just answer this you on live here. Just somebody has asked,
Sure.
Can you do a year in USA? What type of opportunities would there be?
Absolutely, yeah, no, good question. Yeah, we very much stress the importance of undertaking the placement year internationally. So there's a number of opportunities in the likes of the USA in particular. So where students who would go that direction could either be working for the likes of Disney in Florida on the theme park visitor attraction side of things. A number of the airlines, including the likes of Aer Lingus, would take our students on to work in the airport environment, particularly in areas like Boston, New York, and so on as well. And we'd have a number of students each year working for everything from some of the big American country clubs through to some of the tour operators and tour guide side of things across North America. So there's lots of opportunities internationally with the placement year, particularly in the likes of the USA that way.